Hello, I'm Louis, Head of Immigration at Truth Legal Solicitors. I'd like to do a quick video about the recent changes which allow employers to sponsor care workers. So these changes came into effect on the 15th of February 2022, and very welcome as they allow care providers to recruit care workers. So up until now, they've only been allowed to recruit senior care workers, but from now on, for at least the next year, and I suspect for longer, you'll be able to recruit care workers. So I thought I'd do a quick video just to talk about the key things you need to be aware of before you go down the sponsor license route. Let's start with the positive. So the good thing about sponsor licenses and sponsoring care workers is that you've basically got that individual's loyalty. So under the visa that the care worker will get, they must work for you. And if they cease working for you, then you're supposed to tell the Home, you must tell the Home Office, and that individual would have their visa curtailed, which means cancelled. So they can switch employers, but it's very tricky. They'd have to find another employer with a sponsor license. That new employer would have to apply for a certificate of sponsorship, assign it to that person. The carer then has to apply for a new visa. So whilst it's possible, it's difficult. So you've generally got the loyalty. From the carer's point of view, they need to build up 5 years under this skilled worker category, and then they can apply for indefinite leave to remain. But up until that point, they're tied to their sponsor. Okay, so what else do you need to be aware of? So minimum salary is an important feature. So you have to pay your carer at least $20,480. And also you must always pay them no less than £10.10 per hour. Okay, so just who can be sponsored? We've talked about care workers. It's actually anyone falling under this code of 6145. So all jobs fall under a certain code. The code we're talking about here is 6145, which is for care workers and home carers, but there are related job titles, such as support workers. Actually, the job title is not so important as the substance of the role. So the substance of the role should be in line with code 6145. And you can have a look at the Office for National Statistics website, which give you an idea of what the type of job duties and responsibilities should be for this code. Okay, so hopefully you will be able to sponsor a care worker under what's called a health and care worker visa. So code 6145 is eligible for this health and care worker visa, but in order to be fully eligible, you as an employer need to be an eligible employer. There is guidance, Home Office guidance, which explains how you will be an eligible employer. So do check out that Home Office guidance, but as I understand it, most care providers should be eligible. Okay, so I touched before on the costs. So there are significant costs associated with sponsor licenses and sponsoring care workers. Some of the costs vary depending on whether you're a small or a medium or large employer. Now, if you're a small employer, the costs are cheaper. So the license is £536 if you're a small employer, or £1,476 if you're a medium or large employer. The immigration skills charge is £364 per year per person you sponsor, or £1,000 if you're a medium or large employer. Now you can choose to sponsor your carer anything up to 5 years, but the longer you sponsor them for initially, the more you're paying up front through this skills surcharge. I'll just say quickly that if you sponsor someone who is currently here on a student visa, then you're exempt from that skills charge. The cost of one certificate of sponsorship is £199. Now the carer will have to pay for his or her visa fees. If they qualify for this health and care worker visa, the fees are reduced significantly. So the cost of a health and care visa for up to 3 years is £232, or for more than 3 years it's £464. And the great thing about this health and care visa is that the individual is exempt from having to pay the immigration health surcharge, which is normally £624 per year. Now, the Home Office see having a sponsor licence as a big responsibility, and you as a licence holder are expected to what's called comply with your sponsor licence duties. So this basically means showing you've got appropriate HR systems in place. Stuff like right to work check becomes especially important, showing that you've got a means of keeping contact details up to date. It's kind of little stuff like this, which isn't rocket science, but it becomes incredibly important when you have a sponsor license. Now, the Home Office do monitor whether you can comply with your sponsor license duties by doing these kind of compliance checks. Compliance checks can be in person or on site, or they can do these kind of remote checks where they ask for evidence of your HR systems by email. A lot more I could say about that, but I'm going to just touch on that for now, just to make the point that it's not quite as straightforward as just getting a license and then forgetting about it. There's this ongoing duty to have compliance systems. In terms of how do you apply for a license, well, we have a very detailed guide if you want to apply for a license on your own. I would strongly advise you to check that out. It's a genuinely practical guide. I would say that if you are going to apply on your own, number one, it will take you quite a lot. It'll take up a lot of your time. The other thing is that you would need really to sort of put your mind to it and have a good attention to detail, because the Home Office guidance isn't basically very helpful. So the alternative is to ask us at Truth Legal to assist you. We are genuine experts both at applying for a license, but specifically around helping care providers. So we feel that we understand the sector well. So if you would like us to help, please do get in touch with us. Inquiries at truthlegal.com. We provide a free initial consultation for care providers, and we can then give you a fixed fee quote for our costs. We provide a sort of staged approach in costs, so that and our fees are fixed fees, so you should fully understand our costs before you get involved and start the ball rolling with us. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to hearing from you, and any comments, and please put them below in the section below. Thanks.